Hello, welcome to Shad Life. Well, I have some updates for you. The first one, I want to show you the current state of the NORCO. And when I say current, this is probably the final state for a while because I got everything dialed exactly how I want it to be. But I did get all the blue parts on it, so it looks really cool. So you've got the wolf tooth grips. So you're going to hear the word wolf tooth a lot here. The wolf tooth dropper lever in blue, wolf tooth seat clamp, and then I have my wolf tooth waveform pedals, which I've had on here since the start. But then let me show you the other side. Yeah, not a lot of lighting back on this side, but you can see the I'm just grabbing myself a light here so you can see. You can see the blue center lock locking mechanism, whatever you call that piece, and it's just really coming together and looking super cool. I love it. So, and then this frame with the sparkly kind of paint. Yeah, I want to honestly say that this is probably the coolest bike that I've had. The coolest looking bike that I've had. Might even be the best riding bike I've ever had. We'll see. But yeah, so that's the update. Basically this is just gonna sit around and do nothing until riding season starts, or whatever comes first, Bentonville or riding season. So we will see. It's early February and we actually have some snow in the forecast, believe it or not. So I really hope we get some snow at least somewhat this winter, and then I can get out on my fat bike and do some videos on fat biking in the snow, because I actually only have one so far, on my channel. So all right, I want to talk about another thing, and this is really cool. As many of you might already know, I am going to Dirty Fest in June, which is in Temecula, California. It's kind of an old school BMX event, and I'm gonna bring my Torker, and this thing is awesome. So if you haven't seen the videos about this bike, this is basically all new stuff, and I'm calling it a retro modern build. So Torker, which is Bill over at Supercross, they're building modern geometry Torkers with the old school look of them, right? With the gusset and things like this. So this is a Torker LP, and then I went and extensively researched and found all these retro modern parts. Of course, Torker's making the stem. I actually found a fluted seat post, these tires, the Repop Mongoose Motomag 3, so the 3 means they're the newest ones that they just came out with. I found these cranks on Amazon, and they are 7075 aluminum, square taper. I should get the little chrome caps to get the real look going. Cranks that look like the old Super Maxis. ProNeck is still making these, so I got a ProNeck sprocket, ProNeck seat clamp in the right size. It just blows my mind, right? Got these gold aluminum bars, but there's one thing that's just kind of missing. I did get this number plate, and I was trying to get that retro kind of looking number plate, but my friend John he was kind of like, no, we got to do a step better than this. So let me show you something. So it's almost been a month now. We went out to eat, and we were just shooting the shit like we normally do, but he had this white box with him, and I'm like, what's in the white box, right? And then at the end he's like, oh, I have something for you, right? And so he hands me this box, and I open it up, and oh my gosh. Like, this just blows my mind. It is so perfect, and this is so period specific. So this plate is gonna go on this bike, and it's awesome. And the reason why the number 79 is on there is that's kind of the year I'm trying to represent here with this bike. Is this was basically, you know, it's a modern version, you know, modern geometry and everything of what would have been available in 79. The wheels can be debatable. Yes, Motomags were made well into the 80s, but I would say by 79 aluminum wheels had come out, and even the plastic Skyway tough wheels were out, and they were definitely becoming more popular than these, mostly because they were lighter. But people still ran Motomags, you know, well into the 80s, and I really like the look of them, so that's why I went this route. But yeah, this plate is awesome, and John and I go way back to you know, when I was in high school. We've been friends for a very long time, and it's super cool that he did this plate and he custom made the numbers, cut them out, you know. I mean, it's cool, and it's gonna go on here and it's gonna fit so well. I got one more thing to talk about with this bike, because the aluminum handlebars, I love how they look, and they are like, this is the show bike, and that plate will go on here, and I'll take this one off. And I do have a pad set yet to figure out. Torker does make pads, but I'm just looking. The problem with the Torker pads is, yeah, they have the frame pad, which is specific for the double top tubes, the stem pad, and then the crossbar pad is for a straight crossbar, not a V-bar. So I have to find a V-bar pad that kind of matches the Torker set, and I'll figure that out. That's really my last piece for this build. But the other thing I wanted to show you is over here I have some chromoly, get the light out of the way, some chromoly V-bars. So why would I have these? Well, because these aluminum bars are pretty flexy, and I'm not 100% sure I'm gonna like compete with this bike at Dirty Fest, because they do have like vintage BMX race things. I don't even know if they have a class for this bike. I'll have to find out. But if they do, I'm gonna have these bars set up with grips, a brake lever, and probably this white plate on it. And I'm gonna just, you know, undo those bolts, quick release the cable, because that'll be super easy. Put these on, put the cable on, and basically just be able to swap them out, because these are a lot stiffer. I don't trust those handlebars to really push it hard on a track. I just, you know, it's one of those things I'm not willing to risk, is have a handlebar break on me. And just riding the bike around, I can tell these flex a lot, and they're pretty like almost to the point where they feel rubbery. It's pretty wild. Which, if I remember, I had aluminum bars. I remember when I got my first set of chromoly bars back in the day after having aluminum ones, and I was like, oh my god, these are so much better. Aluminum bars were pretty stiff. And if you see are pretty flexy. If you see modern aluminum bars that are being used, they're really beefed up, super thick tubing and so on. So, but I think carbon is kind of what people are running. I refuse to run carbon too. So there you have it. So a couple more updates for you. I do have a Santa Cruz Vala on order. That's an e-bike. I still don't know if I'm going to be able to get it. I haven't heard the news yet, but I will keep you updated on that. It is February now, and I still don't know. So we'll see. If I can't get that bike, I'm going to have to choose a different e-bike, but I definitely want an e-bike before I go to Bentonville, because I had so much fun on an e-bike in Bentonville last time. And the main reason why was because you could just cover so much ground and go to all these places that I normally avoid, because it's so much work to climb and get to some of these places, and then you're just like worn out. Like, and what happened in the fall when I was there in September is it was like 90 degrees out, right? And we were trying to ride our regular bikes, and just getting like worn out, and we stopped. We rode for like 3 or 4 hours, and we quit, and we were like, oh yeah, we'll go ride again in the afternoon. We were so wiped out we couldn't get out in the afternoon. But then on the other days when we rode e-bikes, we were like, rode in the morning, rode in the afternoon, rode again after that. Like we could just keep going back out and covering so much more trail. And I actually saw more of Bentonville in places I have never ridden before, because I'm like, oh my God, that's a big climb and it's going to be gnarly trails up there or whatever, right? So I'm excited to get an e-bike and bring it to places like that. Maybe even like Fruita, Colorado, and other places. There's no way an e-bike is ever going to replace me riding a regular bike. It just won't happen. I just like riding a regular bike. Sure, I'll probably take it to some local trails here to review it and talk about it on my channel. But as far as like me going out and riding trails like Theodorworth and Monarch and whatever, right? Lebanon Hills or whatever, I'm gonna ride my regular bike and get the workout and enjoy it and so on, and enjoy that it's lighter, right? But there'll be times when I use the e-bike, and I've talked about all this before. There's like a trail called Localize. I haven't been there yet, over in Afton, and it's basically a bike park where you do all these different runs going downhill, but then you got to climb back uphill. That's like a perfect application for an e-bike. So I'm really hoping I can get that Vala, but we'll see. It's the the supply chain stuff or whatever's going on. I know Santa Cruz is related to GT bicycles because they're owned by Pond Holdings. So I just have no idea what's going on and why it's taking so long, and to even just get confirmation that I'm going to be able to get this bike. So it is what it is. But if I don't get that one, I'll find something else, hopefully before Bentonville, which is, I'm going in May, so we'll see. And then lastly, just a couple more things. I am working excuse me, I am working on this section still. I need to get a desk and ordering one, and we'll get that in there for my computers and all that. I got to figure out how I'm going to get electrical over in this corner because there's no electrical, and so on. And then of course I am working on getting this stuff organized. Some of this stuff still needs to be I have to go through it and get rid of things and stuff like that, but I'm already starting to like organize, like all my GoPro stuff will be here, my drone stuff, right? And then that projector is going to go away, some of this stuff will go away or whatever, right? So it's looking pretty good here. And then I have my Zwift set up here, which I still need to do a video on, but I will soon. I've got the kicker climb now. I set up the one cog, and I have virtual shifting using the play controller. So if you're interested in seeing a video on all of this, let me know in the comments. And then lastly, if you're watching this video, and of course I'm saying this at the end, and a lot of people stop watching partway through, but if you stayed this far, go back a few videos, and it's my 5K video, and make sure you get entered to win, or have a chance to win, an Esker Smokey in size medium frame, right? It's in the box, ready to go. On February 15th, I'm gonna do the drawing, somewhere around the 15th. I don't know if I'll do it on that exact day, but the 15th is when I'm gonna end people entering. So go to that video, watch it, see the instructions on how to enter and so on. So there you have it. Getting pretty excited about getting my area that I work in dialed, and yeah, good times. So there you have it. I really do appreciate your support for my channel. Please subscribe, hit that subscribe button down below. I'm gonna probably start promoting subscribing more. It seems to be the thing that you gotta do to get people to subscribe, because I look at the analytics and I see way more people watching my channel than subscribing to it. So, and I can tell, even through the analytics, I can tell if people are watching for longer durations, meaning they actually are interested in the content, versus people that just come and leave right away. They're just, which happens, right? Because people are like, oh, I don't want anything to do with this guy, right? But there's a lot of people watching and staying and watching that aren't subscribed. So please hit that subscribe button. Peace.